Princess and the Pea. La princesa y la alberja. El guisante. It's a pea. Alberja. It's a pea. The Princess and the Pea. Once upon a time, había una vez un príncipe who wished to marry a princess, que quería casarse con una princesa, pero quería estar seguro de que fuese una princesa de verdad. But he wanted to be sure she was a true princesa. De verdad. True. Verdad. So, the prince climbed onto his horse and set out across the world to find a true princess to marry. El príncipe montó en su caballo, horse, y marchó a correr mundo, world, buscando una princesa de verdad para casarse con ella. Casarse. Marry. Ella, her. He traveled to many lands. Recorrió muchas tierras, lands. There were many princesses. Princesses, había muchas. Pero qué difícil, how difficult era saber si eran princesas de verdad. Siempre les encontraba algún defecto. He always found a defect. He traveled to many lands. There were many princesses, but it was so difficult to know if they were true princesses. There was always something that didn't seem quite right. He was very fussy, this prince, and he wants to marry a very fussy princess. We'll see if he finds anybody. So without a bride, the prince returned to his palace, sad and discouraged. Sin haber conseguido novia, bride, el príncipe regresó a su palacio, triste y desanimado. Discouraged. Let's see if he learns anything in this story. One night, there was a terrible rainstorm. The wind howled and water poured down in torrents. Una tarde se desató una tormenta terrible. Tormenta, storm, con unos relámpagos, lightning, y unos truenos, thunder, que asustaban, that frightened, asustaban. El viento aullaba, the wind, viento, howled, y el agua caía. Water came down in buckets, a cántaros. En medio de la tormenta, alguien llamó a la puerta. In the midst of all this, thundering and booming and lightning crackling in the sky, was a knock at the palace door. The king himself went down to see who was there. Alguien llamó a la puerta del palacio, puerta, door, y el propio rey, king, bajó a abrir, open. The king couldn't believe his eyes. Standing before him was a shivering princess drenched by the storm. El rey no pudo creer en lo que veía. Había una princesa empapada, soaked, empapada y temblando, trembling de frío frente a él. Water cascaded down her hair and dress and came out of her shoes. El agua le chorreaba por el pelo. Came down her hair y por el vestido, her dress, y le salía por los zapatos, her shoes. Estaba tan mojada. She was so wet que más que una princesa parecía una fuente. More than a princess, she seemed a fountain. But, in spite of all this, she claimed to be a true princess. Pero a pesar de todo esto, afirmó ser una princesa de verdad. Afirmó, she affirmed, she claimed to be una princesa de verdad. When the queen heard the news, she thought, very soon we'll know if she is a true princess. Al enterarse la reina, queen, pensó, enseguida sabremos, we'll know, sabremos, si es una princesa de verdad. And, without telling anyone, the queen went up to a bedroom and placed a pea on the bed. Y sin decirle a nadie, subió al dormitorio, the bedroom, y colocó un guisante sobre la cama. Encima del guisante puso 20 colchones de lana y 20 de plumas. Then she covered the pea with 20 mattresses filled with wool and 20 mattresses filled with feathers. That's 40 mattresses. The princess spent the night in this very tall bed. La princesa pasó la noche en esa cama tan alta. La noche, the night. Alta, tall. The next day, the queen asked the princess how she had slept. Al día siguiente, the next day, la reina, the queen, le preguntó, asked, cómo había dormido, how she had slept. Oh, muy mal. Very poorly, answered the princess. Respondió la princesa. No he podido pegar un ojo. I hardly was able to close my eyes. En toda la noche, all night, había algo duro, hard. Había algo duro en el colchón, the mattress, que me ha dejado cubierta de moretones, purple. ¡Qué noche! What a night! The next day, the queen asked the princess how she had slept. Very poorly, answered the princess. I hardly slept at all. There was a terrible lump in the mattress, and now I'm covered with bruises. What a night! Al día siguiente, la reina le preguntó cómo había dormido. Oh, muy mal, respondió la princesa. No he podido pegar un ojo en toda la noche. Había algo duro en el colchón que me ha dejado cubierta de moretones. ¡Qué noche! On hearing that, the queen realized this was a truthful princess. So the prince and the princess married. Y el príncipe y la princesa se casaron. You see all the different hats that the princesses were wearing? These were all the princesses of the world. In all different kinds of hats. In all different kinds of clothes. But the prince did not like any of them. It was when a soaking wet girl arrived and his mother got involved and told him that the important thing in life was not that the girl be fuzzy, but that the girl be truthful. That was more important. Se acabó. That's the story of the princess and the pea by Anderson's Fairy Tales